Hello guys, welcome back to Romanie's Realm. I'm Romany and today I thought I would do a little coffee vlog for you. So it's been a while. First and foremost, I'm filming on my phone today, which I don't normally do, so I apologise if I keep doing that. I know it's very off-putting. I usually film on my proper camera, which has a pull-out screen, and when you look at the screen, you're actually looking, it's configured to make you look like you're looking at the lens, so it doesn't look like I'm doing that. Today I'm filming on my camera, so I've got like a 2-inch difference, and I'm not used to looking at the camera instead of myself. It's very distracting. Hopefully I'll get used to it fairly quickly. Anyway, where have I been? I've had so many messages in the last 2 weeks, like, where are you? You're so quiet. Where have you been? What are you doing? I'm fine. October, I was a little bit absent. It wasn't intentional, it wasn't planned, it was personal stuff. As Jack Sparrow would say, things arose, ensued, and were overcome. So that's that. That's all I'm saying on that. November, you're so sweet. I've had so many messages saying, are you all right? You're not this quiet normally. I'm fine. If you follow me on Facebook, Instagram or Twitter, links down below, you would have seen that I take November off. And if you followed me for more than a year, you would know that I do this every year. November is my quiet month. It's the beginning of my pagan year, as it were. Well, it is the beginning of the pagan year, it's the beginning of the Wiccan year, but I don't consider myself Wiccan, but I like the quiet month of November. It's, you know, the clocks have gone back, it's dark, it's quiet. Nobody really wants to party because it's nearly Christmas and they can't afford to, so you don't have lots of people saying, oh, do you want to go here, do you want to go there, and organising lots of stuff. It's a nice time to just take the month off. So I tend to do what I call a social media sabbatical. I don't post really on Twitter or Facebook or anything like that. I do tend to post occasionally on Instagram and YouTube, and normal working stuff continues. But other than that, I just hunker down and kind of do a mini hibernation. And the only reason I do it is because A, I'm an introvert, and honestly, being up with you people all the time, all year, all day, every day is a little exhausting, and I need my time off to just sit around in my pyjamas and not have to put makeup on. But also, more importantly, it's NaNoWriMo, and I can't work on writing when there's noise. And I love you guys, but you're noise, you know? It's other people all the time, especially when you're a teacher. Everything is very outward focused. And doubly so if you're a YouTuber as well. So it's really just that I like to take the month off. You know, it's my half-year offness. So yes, I'm absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong. Thank you very much for everybody who's messaged me. But as I said, if you follow me anywhere on social media, you'd have seen that I was on what I call no notifications November. Basically, I switch everything off on my phone. My phone goes to do not disturb, except for text messages and phone calls, because if you can text or phone me, then you are a personal friend, which means I'm more than happy to talk to you. But other people, you know, I love you. You're very important to me. You keep my work going, but I need to step back from you sometimes. So yes, I'm fine. Thank you very much. I'm enjoying my month off, and I will be back for Vlogmas. I don't know if I'm doing Vlogmas. Again, that's another question I've been asked a lot. I don't know if I'm doing Vlogmas because honestly, my life is not that exciting. But I get asked every year to do Vlogmas, so maybe I'll do like a little short video every day. Let me know your thoughts on that, like just 5 minutes of, you know, here's what I've been doing today, here's what I'm working on, here's what I've done in my journal, here's the puppies, this is what the weather's like, here we are going for our walk, all that kind of stuff, you know, just 5 minutes of my not very exciting life. If you're down for that, let me know. Comment below, because I get asked every year if I'm doing Vlogmas, and oops, I'm wobbling you about, sorry, you're very precariously balanced on my laptop. Yeah, I get asked every year if I'm doing Vlogmas, and like I say, my life is not that exciting. I don't even have much Christmas shopping to do. In fact, I've done my Christmas shopping. All I have to do is get something from my mum and dad, and that's pretty much it. I'm done. So, gosh, this is a waffly intro. You can tell I'm not used to doing coffee vlogs. I'm getting over a little bit of a sore throat. I'm not sick, okay? I'm not sick, it's okay. I've been to the doctors this year, and I said to her, I'm due for my annual bout of laryngitis anytime soon. What can I do to try and prevent it this year? And I was like 3 words in, and she went, you're having a flu jab. So I had a flu jab, but as anybody who has a flu jab knows, it does tend to mimic a bit of a cold. It's the most annoying thing in the world. I'd rather just be sick. But yeah, obviously the worst thing was my throat, and it's been really painful all down this side, but hopefully that's gone. I have a list for you, look. Let's get on with this thing. Waffle, waffle. I'm not editing this down, by the way. You're just going to have to deal with it. Right, where have I been? Oh, I've done that bit. Okay. Current planner and journal system, what are you using? That's a big question at the moment. I am using my Omni journal. Everybody asks me what this journal is. It is an Art Alternatives 5.5 by 8 sketchbook, hardbound, 110 sheets. My arms aren't long enough. £75 acid-free paper from Certified Sustainable Forests. There you go. There it is if you want to. There it is if you want to screenshot it. You can get it on Amazon for about 15 quid in the UK. It was actually given to me by a very good friend. Thank you, Kim. I love this journal. The paper is awesome. It really holds up. It doesn't hold up to a lot of overworking. If you work like I do and you just do a lot of this and that, a bit of cutting and pasting, bit of sticking, bit of watercolour here and there, then I think it'll work fine. Anyway, I'm just putting that in because everybody asks me about this journal. Okay, so where have I been? We've covered that. Yay. Planner and journal, what currently system are you using? Because I haven't done an update for a while. I am still in my Omni journal. I play about with it. I do different things. I started doing kind of temporary bullet journal stuff where I had a little bit that I would stick in like this and that kind of stuff. I'm moving towards a slightly different format. I have been experimenting. I've gone back to the Chronodex and I'm using 2 pages per day. And this is planning and journaling. This is almost so my sketchbook at the moment. I'm just doing everything in here, basically. So, I can't show you that page. I've used different formats depending on what I felt like or what I had happening that week. I used that one is 3 days altogether because it was quite quiet and very samey. It was basically film this, edit this, upload this. So those days were quite quiet. So I did 2 on a page. I actually did 4 on a page here. Did 1 on each page there. I've got a few here where I've done 2 pages per day. So basically, I stick in a Chronodex. I do my bullet journaling around the outside. This is kind of the brains of the operation. I just have a monthly spread which tells me my YouTube videos, my class videos, what's due when. It's all on here. So if I need to plan a day out or anything like that, I can look at it and say, well, I can't go that day because I've got to do those videos and I haven't done them yet. So I can bring them forward or I can change my appointment or whatever. And then the second 2-page spread for the month is a overall bullet journal. I will do a bit bigger video on this. I'm just giving you a very quick overview, but basically this is all the stuff I need to do in November. And each day I go to my November big list and I say, okay, what do I need to do today? What can I do today? What do I want to do today? And then I transfer it to my daily page over here. Simple as that. So I will do a proper video on that it's coming because I want to introduce you to my video planner for next year. That is not going to arrive until December. It's a Kickstarter one. So it's not going to get here. Well, they're not going out until December, and I'm not going to get it until possibly even after Christmas. I don't know. I might still be in this system. But it's very much like this system. So I'll do a proper video. That's coming. What is my system for 2017? Like I just said, similar to this, but a new type of planner that's coming out. I will go into that more depth in another video. The Maddie-mobile. That's another question I'm being asked about. As some of you know, I am saving up for a car because one of the things I want to be able to do is to get out and about and do what I need to do a lot faster so I can be at home doing what I need to do for you guys more of the time. Because at the moment, just going into town to run some errands, it's a ridiculous process. I've got to get 2 buses. No matter which town I go to, I've got to get 2 buses because the town I live in has no shops. Okay, it's all art galleries and kebab shops. That's it. That's all we've got. Because it's the art centre of town. It used to be where all the potteries were. So there's not really a commercial district. It's a working town. So I have to either go up to the city centre, which is a double bus ride, or I have to go down back into Newcastle, which is a 2 bus ride. And just getting there, doing what I need to do, and getting back, relying on our buses, which are not plentiful, can take the whole day. I can be gone from 10 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock at night. Whereas if I had a car, I could be there in 5 minutes. It's that ridiculous. So, yeah. Part of what I'm doing for Patreon, part of the reason I set up Patreon in the first place was to save up for the Maddie-mobile. Because although I have the money to purchase the Maddie-mobile, I don't yet have the money to fully run the Maddie-mobile on a monthly basis. And that's where I need to be. I need to have enough disposable income to fully fund being able to run the Maddie-mobile. That's where Patreon comes in. So when I get to the point where I've got enough coming in to fund it, I will start doing that, and you'll get more YouTube videos. More out and about type YouTube videos. I want to do some more urban sketching. I want to do some more life sketching. I want to do some more vlogs out and about, that kind of stuff, rather than just sitting in front of the camera all the time. It gets boring for me, so it must be boring for you guys. What else do I have? I've done that. Next year, Patreon and When Frogs Sing. Okay, When Frogs Sing is my year-long journaling class that I do. Patreon is just another way of offering those classes to people at the moment. But from January, that's going to change. Next year's class, although my alumni, my existing When Frogs Sing students, can purchase the whole year in advance if they want to. But new students coming in, it's going to be on the monthly basis Patreon system now, because it's more flexible for you, it's more flexible for me. I think it works better. Those who've been doing my When Frogs Sing classes for a couple of years, which is mostly the people who've signed up, are the people who've done it from the very beginning and know that I do something different every year, but they know they get the content. Those people, I feel okay saying to them, okay, well, if you want to purchase the whole year in advance, you can go ahead and do that. Similarly, if you really don't like Patreon, or I know some people really don't want to use Patreon, I am looking at another way of offering it. But in the meantime, you can PayPal me your monthly subscription if you want to. I will put some information about that on my website very soon. I don't want to do it too soon because I want it to start in January. Currently, we're winding down the existing classes, so if you join now, you're kind of getting the tail end of what we've been doing for a year, as opposed to new, fresh content this month, if that makes sense, because November and December is very much about closing things down, finishing things off. This month we're doing colour and design, which is a standalone. It does work very well for being the monthly class, because we're designing our own holiday cards. We're designing, which obviously also can apply to journal pages or paintings or anything else. Colour and design is universal. We're also doing things like the colour wheels and Fibonacci sequence and mood design and things like that. we're doing backgrounds and vignettes, which is designing your journal pages, making them look more cohesive as a whole, that kind of thing. We're also closing down our projects that we've been working on all year. So because it's a year-long class, you can pick and choose. You can do the designing Christmas cards, or you can do the backgrounds and vignettes, or you can do closing down a project, because some of you have got projects that you've been working on all year and now you're like, what do I do now? I'm nearly finished. What happens now? So yeah, if you want to join in on any of that, you can sign up now. My Patreon is now on the charge in advance option. So if you sign up now, you will be charged now and you'll have access to this month's stuff, and then you will be charged again on the 1st of December. But there is a $1 option. So if you don't want this month's class, you could just sign up for $1, and then once that's paid, you can change your pledge for December if you want to do the December class. I think that kind of works for people. I think that's what a lot of people do with the charge in advance model, is they just pay now for the absolute minimum of $1. And I think that's why a lot of patrons have a $1 option, so people can sign up and then choose what they want to start on the 1st of next month. So as far as the class goes, this is all going to tie in with my word of the year for next year. And again, there's going to be a proper video on this. I'm going to do a proper video on what the class is about and how Patreon's going to work. I'm going to do a proper video on my word of the year. But in a nutshell, to simplify it, or attempt to simplify it, because I'm obviously not very good at simplifying, the thing that I feel is missing in the world right now is mindfulness. That's going to be my word of the year for 2017. I don't normally decide this early. I usually give it some thought in November and it gradually permeates, and by Christmas I know what I'm going to do. But it's so slap bang in your face this year, you can't really miss it. Well, I can't anyway. I think what the world needs right now is just a bit of mindfulness. Have a little bit of thought about what your actions are going to do in the world. You know, how are they going to affect other people? How are they going to affect what you do in the future? How are they going to affect how your children view the world? How are they going to affect your friends who have different views? You know, just being more mindful of other people in general and how your actions affect others. That is what I need to bring for me to feel fulfilled next year. That's where I need to go. I've had a really good year. My word for this year was magical, and it's been a good year. It has been a good year. So I feel now that I kind of have the energy to be able to give. For a long time, I've not felt like I had enough energy to share. I've just been surviving. I've been in survival mode for a long time. And now I feel like, you know what? I feel good. I feel like I'm there. I feel like I'm achieving something, like I'm getting somewhere, like I have enough. And I want to offer some of that to others. So, yeah, next year is all about mindfulness, and I guess you could call it spirituality, but I don't really want to call it spirituality because people assume that means religion, and that's not what I mean. It's more a case of what is your relationship to the world around you. That's what I want my When Frogs Sing class to be about next year. Now, you can take that in whatever format you want. You can look at it as, well, I'm a witch, so I'm going to have a book of shadows, which is what I personally will be doing. You could say, well, I'm a Christian. I'm going to do some Bible study. I'm going to have a Bible journal. I'm going to do some scripture soul searching, that kind of thing. You could say, well, I don't believe in anything particularly, so I'm just going to learn about cool stuff like crystals and things like that. You know, I want to put some mindfulness into journaling again, rather than just making art for the sake of it. There's nothing wrong with making art for the sake of it at all. You know, a lot of us just colour or just paint or just draw something for the sake of it. I'm not dismissing that in any way. I'm simply saying that what I want to teach next year is encouraging a more mindful approach to what you do. And if you want to come along for that ride, then that's fine. And if you don't, that's fine too. And as always with my classes, it will be eclectic. So like I say, if you want to do a book of shadows or a scripture journal or a science journal, you could have a science journal and just look up cool stuff. You know, when we do crystals, for instance, the pagans and Wiccans and New Agers can all do crystal healing and crystal grids and all that kind of thing. If you're a Christian, you might say, well, I don't really do crystals. I know some of you do. There are spiritualist church, I think it is, does it? Some of you may not be into that kind of stuff. That's fine. But there's going to be other things that you do that relate to it. Crystals, gemstones. I immediately think jewellery. So, as a Christian, what is your relationship to your crucifix or your cross, if you wear one? What is your relationship to your wedding ring, if you have one? What is your relationship to your rosary, if you're a Catholic? You know, that kind of thing. We all have those kind of things in common. Whether you call it prayer or meditation or yoga or, you know, just sitting quietly. Doesn't matter what you call it. It doesn't matter where you do it, whether you go to church, whether you sit in the park, whether you sit on the loo and contemplate your navel, you know. It really doesn't matter how or where you do it. It's the fact that we all do it and we all have that in common. And I want to try and bring that together as a whole and put it into book form. So, yeah, that's what I'm planning for next year. Like I say, proper video coming. I've probably waffled about it too much. Time is getting on. Move it along, girl. Oh, word of the year. Well, I've covered that. Word of the year, mindfulness. Proper video coming soon. Is that it? Goodness me, I can talk for England. Hang on a minute. So, I hope that's enough of an update for you guys. I am aware, for those of you who like my Witchy Wednesday stuff, I am aware I'm behind. I was so annoyed, I had planned October weekend, Halloween weekend, to get some videos ready for you to have a whole witchcrafting weekend. Making stuff and doing our Witchy Essentials boxes and all that kind of stuff. And it just, like I said, things arose, ensued, and were overcome. But I'm getting back to that now. I have a Witchy Essentials box and a spell box for you tomorrow. In an effort to catch up, I'm doing 2 in one day. And then, of course, I'll have the Witchy Essentials body scrub one to do. I'm looking in the wrong place, sorry. The Witchy Essentials body scrub that I'm supposed to have done last month. And the whatever's in the new box. Not going to tell you. It's a surprise for tomorrow. Just kidding. I haven't done it yet. Yeah, I've got lots of bits and pieces. I want to start a new segment as soon as January hits. And I've got more time to work on YouTube videos. I've got to get my YouTube happening. It's got to be a happening place. But there, like I say, there are going to be some changes. Not a huge amount of changes. But yeah, I want to be a bit more soulful. I hesitate to use that word because it sounds like I'm going all hippy-dippy, and I'm not. Just thoughtful. There you go, there's a better word. Thoughtful. I want to be more thoughtful in what I put out into the world so that you guys can take on board being more thoughtful in what you do and what you put in the world. There. And that is as hippy-dippy as I ever get. There will be no twinkling stars and wand waving. Well, there might be a bit of wand waving, truth be told. But, you know me, I'm very practical. I'm not hippy-dippy. You know, something else I want to make sure that people understand, because I do understand that I have a lot of non-witchy, non-pagan, non-Wiccan subscribers, and I don't want to scare you guys off by saying, oh, we're going to be more spiritual. Everything I do will be eclectic and in a way that you could use it in whatever you do, no matter what that is. So whether it's my class stuff or my YouTube stuff, it will all be accessible to everybody. even if you don't believe in anything, okay? You have no religion, you're a complete atheist, you believe in absolutely nothing. Well, I bet you believe in science. And you can still do science in book form, okay? Jose Naranjo, go and look him up on Instagram. He's amazing. He does things like anatomy drawings and stuff, and looking up the flags of the world and things in his journal. It's just all sorts of weird and wonderful things that, you know, it's like a little mini encyclopedia. It's more like a commonplace book than anything else. If that's what you want to do, you can do that. But if you want to do a Bible journal, you could do that too. If you want to do a book of shadows, you could do that too. It's going to be everything. It's going to be everything that anybody can do. And while I will be doing some of the witchcrafting bits, and I use that as two words, witchcrafting, as in crafting stuff with a bit of a witchy bent, I might make, for instance, a poppet. I might show you how to make a poppet. I'm not going to show you how to enchant and imbue a poppet. I'm not going to teach witchcraft. But I will teach you how to make a poppet. Okay? Now, whether you make a poppet and then learn how to enchant it and imbue it as a witchcraft item, or whether you make a plushie for your baby, or whether you make a gingerbread man for your Christmas tree, or whether you just make a little cheesecloth poppet and you fill it with nice smelling herbs and hang it in your closet and make your clothes smell nice, that is entirely up to you. How you implement what I show you to make, entirely up to you. But for me, I will be doing the crafting stuff in that kind of vein. I hope that makes sense. Hopefully I'll make a less waffly video at some point and it will make more sense. I am so out of practice at doing vlogs, people. So, questions, comments, anything you need to know. I'm going to try and do an FAQ because I've got a lot of different questions coming in. So, if you've got questions or comments, put them down below. Facebook me on Messenger, or you can Instagram me, DM me on Instagram, or DM me on Twitter if I've added you. I don't add everybody on Twitter, I can't deal with all the noise. I tend to follow only people I want to follow on Twitter. But if you want me to follow you so that you can DM me, just send me an @ follow me and send me an @ saying, hey Romany, follow me, because I want to DM you. And I'll do that, it's fine, it's not a problem. I'm stopping now because I'm just going to waffle for another hour if I don't. And this is already way too long, but it's also way overdue, so I'm hoping you won't mind that it's a little bit too long. So tomorrow, tomorrow 2 videos for Terry for Crafting Magic, something on Friday that I can't remember offhand because I don't have my list in front of me, and I'm trying to catch up on the make and bakes for Witchy Essentials as well, so you might get a video at the weekend. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I've got a lot to do. A lot to catch up on. Come January, we'll be able to breathe. I promise. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for hanging in there if you made it to the end. And, you know, like I say, do leave comments, suggestions, etc. below. See you soon. Bye.